So, hello, friends. I just got home and it is so freaking hot outside. Like it is, I think, 110 outside, and it is wild, wild. So, anyways, I am sitting here doing my exchange. I'm going to have to call Davita because I had a weird situation come up where the cuff inside my body, I think, has come away from where it's supposed to be attached to my body, which means that when I have my tube that sticks out, there is like a little cuff that my body kind of adheres to so that things can't go in me, like water when I shower or whatever. God knows what else. I don't even want to think about it. But then on the other hand, or on the other end, about 2 inches away, there's another little cuff there. And I really feel like that's become unattached, whatever that happens to mean. So I'm going to need to call them and have them schedule me a referral so that I can go get an x-ray, I'm assuming. At one point when I did talk about it, I was like, if they have to do a surgery on me to repair this, or, do they ever just take it out and put a new one back in? And apparently they don't really do that unless, I'm sure, it has to be done. But she was like, no, you don't go on hemodialysis. You just get less. You don't put in your whole bag of your exchange, I guess. So that's wild. Like, I don't even know where to go with all of that. So I'm hoping that everything's okay, but I really feel like it's not, because I can't pinpoint what I'm doing to make my port area hurt so bad. And it's not the port area where my tube comes out of my body, because that's fine. It's not red, it's not irritated, there's no signs of infection, it doesn't hurt when I press on it. It's inside me that really hurts. And at various times, like sometimes I'll get up on the bed, and granted, I have a lifted bed, so I have to step like on the frame to get up onto the bed, and normally that's fine, but then there'll be some times where I just can't do that. It hurts so bad. Then there's other times where I'm like going to the bathroom and I go to sit on the toilet and it hurts so bad. It doesn't hurt to pee, so I know it's not like a UTI, but it's definitely something in there going on. And it's just crazy because I feel like I'm tiptoeing all day, like hoping to not disturb it and let it heal, whatever it might be. And in the long run, I'm thinking maybe I just need to get it fixed, or like at least looked at for peace of mind, because I just don't like how it is affecting me. Because every little step I take, I'm just worried that I'm going to get that sharp ripping pain. I don't have any fever though. I don't feel sick. Typically, if your body has an infection, you're going to have a fever, or there's no blood in my urine, well, yeah, that, but there's no blood in my bag either. So it's very interesting, and I don't know why it's happening, but I'm just going to give them a call and let them know that it is happening, and we'll see what happens from that point. Here we go, another adventure. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so I just got off the phone with Davita, and apparently she has to contact Dr. Olivier, and then Dr. Olivier will send a referral to my surgeon who did the surgery, and then I guess the surgery place calls me, and then we figure out when to go see them. But, it's just so weird. I don't know. I hope it's not anything super terrible, because I don't want to not do PD dialysis. That's always kind of been my fear, is like, I've been on PD dialysis, I've absorbed it, I am PD dialysis. So it's very difficult for me to think that I could not be PD dialysis. Like, that's just pretty wild. I don't want to not do it. If I have a choice between hemo and PD, I don't know. Like, I don't know that hemodialysis is an adventure I want to go on either, because I see people on hemodialysis and I have to say that they don't look as healthy and vibrant as PD dialysis. But I don't know. I mean, I only see, some of them that are in the clinic, and I would assume that they're pretty diabetic as well, because it seems like they're also struggling with that. So I don't know. But I'll just see what happens, because, the worst case scenario would be, I guess, hemodialysis. Maybe that makes me force my way into a transplant, which I also don't want. So in other news, I have a really weird story to tell you guys. So I have this friend I've known for many years. I don't think 10 years, but maybe more like 7 or 8, something like that. And we would go out and dance. And then one day she told me that she used to be a home health nurse, and she ended up writing checks from that person's account and ended up going to prison for it. When I knew her, she was waiting to go to prison. Basically, like, there was a time where she would turn herself in for that, because the FBI like showed up at her house or something crazy. Like, everybody's done something terrible, right? I mean, probably not to that extent, but she served her time and she came back out a changed person. And then I don't know if it was life that got in the way, or her friends, or whatever the case may be, but she ended up going back in, and I'm not quite sure how that happened. I just know that she did. And then I didn't see her for a good amount of time. And then she came back out, and from what I could tell, doing real well, working out and doing all kinds of different things. And so, it's one of those stories where you feel like, okay, now we got it. You're going to do good, So before all of that, when I first knew her, I would have her house sit my place, because I had 2 pit bulls that needed to go potty, and I was going out of town or whatever the case may be. And so she would come over and watch them and get out of her environment and kind of go on a little staycation at my place, which I didn't mind at all. It was good. Then all the prison stuff went down. And I never felt weird about anything. And I never felt like worried about anything, because, like, she was my friend. Anyways, this last weekend I went out of town and I needed somebody to watch Smokey. So I contacted her and I was like, hey, you want to come over and house sit again and, watch Smokey? And she was so excited. She's like, yes, absolutely. So she came over and she did that, and I was gone. And then I got this message that said, just so you know, everything's good. Smokey's fine. I'm trying on some of your clothes because I always really liked your style. Now, granted, Donnie and I are staying at my sister Ronnie's house, and I don't think even one moment, second, nanosecond where I would think I'm going to go into Ronnie's closet and try on her clothes. So I thought, well, that's kind of weird, but I do have a marketplace account on Facebook where I post stuff that I sell, and I have a hallway closet where my vacuum is, and there's a bunch of clothes in there. And so those are the ones that I want to sell, right? So I thought, okay, whatever, I guess. Anyhow, so then she asked if she could use my laptop to look for a job. And I was like, yeah, that's probably fine too. So I gave her the password. I got home And it was pretty late at night, and so we just kind of went straight to the event. I had to come home, shower, go to an event, come back, and we were just dead. Because if you ever go to Show Low, we go up the Salt River Canyon. It's intense, and there's a lot of traffic coming down. So we were hot, tired, went to bed, and then the next morning when we were getting up, Donnie mentioned to me that he thinks that maybe there was an alcoholic problem because our alcohol was all gone except for 2 bottles that was unopened, but the rest of them were gone. And Donnie and I are not big drinkers. Like, I can drink whiskeys being on dialysis more so than beers, but I don't even remember the last time I've had a whiskey. And it's every once in a great while we'll just have a little bit, and I like the really girly kind, like vanilla. But Donnie likes similar, and he's not a big drinker either, so it was very weird that that was all gone. He also mentioned that she soaked our cast iron pans, which a lot of people don't realize that or know that, but that was another like thing that happened. And I started to kind of feel weird because I'm like, did she go in my room? Because my room is where I do my dialysis, and it's my sanctuary, and it is private. And I even shut the door because I didn't want Smokey in here. Well, she posted online her dog was at my house, and I was like, that's not appropriate. Like, I was very shook by this at this point, because I'm like, so you're trying on my clothes, you're drinking all my liquor, and you literally have your dog here, which I don't need his germs or his hair in my apartment. I don't want other people's germs in my apartment. This is my sanctuary where I do my dialysis, where I do my exchanges. Like, what? Okay. So then when I got on my laptop to do some video editing, I realized that there was some stuff downloaded onto my laptop. Mostly pictures, but that to me is also like, why would you download pictures onto my laptop? You're supposed to be looking for a job. Then I started to feel pretty judgy, like maybe I'm just being a jerk. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, but then we had bought this purple hair dye, which is like you see that it's purple in the sun, but not when you see it on somebody. Their hair just kind of looks black. And Donnie wants to dye his hair purple, so we got it. And when I looked at my counter, I was like, what is this purple mark on the counter? It looked like a purple ring kind of situation. And I thought maybe once in a while, like if Charlie has just a little bit of juice left over in the bottle, and like a juice bottle, then I'll drink the rest of it. And I'm like, did I spill purple grape juice on the counter? Like, that was weird. And I saw a few other places where there was like a purpley dye kind of situation, or purple stains, where there was purple stains. So I didn't really think of that so much because I dye my hair purple, and I have had a few mishaps, but nothing major. So anyhow, when I was using the other bathroom, I noticed that the packet of conditioner, which was Redken, which is a really good conditioner when you dye your hair because it really puts some nutrients in there, was left in that bathroom bathtub. And so I took it out and I was like, wait a second. So I went into my bathroom and the bottle of the whole dye kit is gone. And I'm like, that's what that stain was, which means that not only did she go into my room, she also took my hair dye and used it in my bathroom. Now, granted, the hair dye wasn't that expensive, and I would have been like, okay, you can use it if she had asked, but she didn't even ask. Now, there's pictures being posted where she's wearing my clothes from my closet. Like, this is okay. I don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to think. I never in my mind would have ever thought that this would have happened with her. I don't go to anybody's house and just automatically get into all their stuff. Like, I'm still looking around to see what would be missing. Thankfully, we're not really materialistic, like expensive people. Like, I don't have diamond earrings anywhere. Um, so I don't know. But that was really weird. I'm really disappointed. And I'm really like embarrassed and also sad that she acted that way because that was crap. Like you don't do that. Like at Ronnie's house, we used her coffee and her creamer. We ended up using her creamer up. So we went to Walmart, got her a brand new creamer, and got her another thing of coffee, even though we didn't use all the coffee. But I was like, those were the two things that we used. Oh, and bottled water. We reimbursed her with some bottled water just so she would have that. But anyways, life is never boring, is it? So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.